Yeah, 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 yeah. Ever since it's a COVID-19, everybody does a talk about vaccine. Warm to the vaccine when the pot clean. Operation need vaccine. Me say vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. Warm to the vaccine for the crack fiend. Warm to the vaccine for the vaccine. Me afraid them shoot our son when the cops see him. Hey, where the vaccine? One to the vaccine when the pot clean. One to the vaccine from the crime scene. Little ghetto youth fall up like napkin. We need a vaccine at the ghetto car. Our struggles are no similes and no metaphor. If we get a youth dream, if we get a car, buy a house, try make it out, no get so far. Nuff no live so long, we get vaccine. Get up people no want to no vaccine. If it's not a vaccine, we start cream and can live a better life and stop dream. For the youth them way in a jail house, we still no get charged, can't get no bail out. We say vaccine, we fi make no see road quarantine. Cause we want to know that vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. One to the vaccine for the crack fiend. One to the vaccine for the vaccine. We afraid them shoot our son when the cops see him. Hey, where the vaccine? One to the vaccine when the pot clean. One to the vaccine from the crime scene. Little ghetto youth fall up like napkin. We need a vaccine for real, cause some evil people them be will lead us. Foot power next time for you no ease off. Me no trust Babylon, we need a vaccine. For them stop, deceive the poor and every workplace start. Give people more vaccine. Me nah lie, we need the cure. For police stop, kick in we door. We need a vaccine for bust the aisle mill. Fi cut the piping, look how long I'll price drop, but JPS I give we some fuckery like Billy Ola who no fake. Go yeah, 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 yeah. UPK got the vaccine. Mr. General Yan have the vaccine. General my man have the vaccine. Big Captain Mashak got the vaccine. Hey, Nayatap got the vaccine. Hey, Abada one got the vaccine. Hey, Akaya got the vaccine. Bakawar got the vaccine. Hey. Ever since it's a COVID-19, everybody does a talk about vaccine. One to the vaccine when the pot clean. Operation need vaccine. Me say vaccine. Vaccine. Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, man. This is the Isupk, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out of Warren West, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And this is a Tuesday night Brotherhood and Sisterhood class, all right? So this is the class where we discuss tips and tools that we can use to have brotherhood and sisterhood. Hopefully y'all can hear me. If you could check to make sure that it sounds good. All right, no sweat. All right, so shout out to everybody that's in the chat. We're going to go ahead and get it on. Salaki, about the lateness, we were having a lot of technical difficulties with the equipment, but we're going to keep it rocking and rolling, all right? Yeah, it's good. Yep, you can take that. No sweat. So this class today is going to be about being lazy, all right? Being slothful, men and women, right? Because you could be a sister in the school, you could be lazy too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this class is going to be about. It's going to be about being slothful, what the Bible says about it, and the tips that you could use to not be lazy, you know what I mean, and not be slothful. You know what I'm saying? But the first scripture I wanted to go to, you already know, Mataziala, where I want to go. Proverbs 6:6. That's where I want to go first, right? I want to go there. And then also, too, before, y'all can get y'all questions in, all right? Y'all can get y'all questions in, and if y'all have any, and we'll take it from there, all right? Shout out to Colleen, Texas. Shout out to Shabar. Shout out to Capril Lowry, Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. And You know, everybody else that's in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Tap in. Danisha Jones always tapping in. Fort Worth, Texas. All right. Let's get it on. All right. Let's have a good class. All right. 1 second. Just want to see something real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. I just want to see something real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. I just want to see something real quick. Okay, this is. Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. I just want to see something real quick. Okay, this is. Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. I just want to see something real quick. Okay, this is. Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. I just want to see something real quick. Okay, this is. Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. I just want to see something real quick. Okay, this is. Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. I just want to see something real quick. Okay, this is. Trying to get my just trying to get the camera right. Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. I just want to see something real quick. Okay, this is. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is. All right. Let's see if that works. Let's make sure. All right, testing 1, 2, 3. All right, there we go. All right, Most High in Christ. I mean, that's the default. Hold on. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. There we go. All right, testing 1, 2, 3. All right, that's it. All right, no sweat. All right, no sweat. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started, man. Let me get Proverbs 6 and 6. All right, Danisha, the water.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise.
Right. So remember, you know, for the brother or the sister who is having a problem with being lazy, then you can. The best thing that you can do is to go to a small ant. An ant is what, like one of the smallest insects that you know what I'm saying, that was created, right? I mean, other than what, like a lice or something that's even smaller than that, like a tick or a mosquito. But for all intents and purposes, you know what I'm saying, go to the ant, because we all can see an ant. So consider what an ant does, right? Because
see if that works.
An ant is constantly moving. An ant is constantly working. An ant is constantly doing,
All right, testing 1, 2, 3.
Eat and,
all right, there we go.
And store things up, right? Keep going.
Okay, that's a deep
Testing
1, 2, 3.
Which having no guide, overseer, or ruler.
Right. So it doesn't have.
All right, testing 1, 2, 3.
Right. An overseer,
that's it.
guide, or ruler, or anything.
All right, no
right?
sweat.
Go ahead.
Verse
8. All right, no sweat.
Her meat.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started, man. Let me get Proverbs 66. All right, Danisha,
because
the water.
The reason that it's able to do that is because it's working. It's constantly working. So, I mean, I would think that we're better than the ant, right? But the scripture,
the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 6.
Or if you're a slothful person,
go to the ant.
Consider what an ant does.
Thou sluggard.
Right?
Consider her ways. And be wise.
Right. So remember, for the brother or the sister who is having a problem with being lazy, then you can.
Verse 10. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep.
Right. Because that's what a lot of us, who are lazy try to do. You know what I mean? Like the main thing that we want to do is we want to sleep all the time. And because we want to sleep, we don't get no work done. The work has to be done, and it has to be brothers and sisters that has to do it. And you can't get work done without nobody putting forth the effort to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really the key to it. The key to the truth, the key to moving forward, the key to building something up. It takes work to do it. And it takes the brothers and sisters to be on one accord so that it can happen more abundantly. That's the best way the more brothers you have, the more sisters you have working towards the common goal, you'll be able to get stuff done, and you'll be able to be amazed at the wonderful things that you can create if you just have a bunch of people that's rocking with you, that's not waiting on somebody else to do it, but everybody taking their piece, their brick, and then ultimately building up something that is great. You know what I mean? It could be glorified. Really, at the end of the day, it's just for the Lord, period, anyway. All right? All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. So shall thy poverty come as one that traveleth, and thy want as an armed man.
Right. You could drop that. That was all I wanted on that one. All right. So what we're talking about, they talking about the lag. I knew that was pretty much going to happen with the lag. It's just the computer just been acting stupid. So like y'all, you know what I mean? If y'all could just bear with it and see, maybe hopefully it'll work itself out. But I kind of knew this was going to happen. All right. So let me go to.
And it keeps focusing, going in and out on the camera. Going.
It's going in and out.
Yeah, it keeps readjusting and adjusting.
All right, hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on.
Going from blurry to clear, blurry to clear.
I'm gonna switch cameras. Hey, you might have to get me right though. All right. That's right. I'm gonna switch cameras, y'all. Since y'all saying that it's all right, I'm gonna switch the cameras. Hold on. I'm gonna switch it over. All right. Now, if you could turn the whole camera this way. Yeah, like that. Yeah, yup. Yup, there you go. Right there. That's good. All right, that's good. We'll rock right there. That could be it too, but it should be good now. It's not gonna, that one's not, this one is the actual webcam, so it's not gonna all right. And I'm gonna just make sure that it's not hooked up over there. I don't think this computer could take anymore. I don't think it's gonna take anymore. It's all right, cool. All right, so what we talking about, man? We're gonna keep it moving, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not gonna let Satan win the day. All right, we're gonna all stay on board. We're gonna stick with it, and we're gonna rock it out. All right, this is the test. Okay, all right, boom. All right, so what we just talked about was the sluggard, right? And we talked about the slothful man or the slothful woman, right? Now, can you not be lazy? Yes. You can get everything that you want. You just got to be the person that is the type of person that is ready to put in the work to get it. All right. Let me get this is a good one. Let me get Proverbs 26 and 13. Let me get there with you real quick. Proverbs 26 and 13. All right. Okay, there we go.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 26, verse 13. The slothful man saith, there is a lion in the way.
Yeah, you scribing it today, man. What just copying it?
Copy and pasting, sir.
Copying and pasting? Okay, Most High in Christ. All right, that works even better.
Trying to upgrade, sir.
Most High in Christ. Okay, so it says that the slothful man saith, there is a lion in the way. A lion is in the streets. Read on.
Verse 14, as the door turneth upon his hinges, so doeth the slothful upon his bed.
So what is this saying here? Where it said the slothful, let me see, 26 and 13. It says, the slothful man saith, there is a lion in the way, a lion is in the streets.
Go
ahead.
So the slothful man is going to make excuses not to go out.
Exactly. He's going to make excuses not to do work. Right. By saying that, it's a line in the damn streets. It's something that's in the way where you can't do work, and this goes for a lot of brothers that come through here. You know what I'm saying? Like, they always got an excuse why you can't go to camp. You always got an excuse why you can't come to class. You always got an excuse why. But then it's like, the oppressor tell you to be to work at 7:00 every day and you there. It's no questions about it, no nothing. You don't got a bunch of stuff going on. You don't have anything going on. Sisters too. This one sister, she called the school and was like, yeah, man, I seen y'all at camp, blah, 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 blah. I seen, oh man, I've been waiting on this. How long y'all been down here? And I was like, well, we've been down here for some years. Oh, you mean to tell me y'all been down here for years? I'm like, yeah, we've been down here for some years now. She's like, oh man, I'm telling you, like, everybody got to hear this. I'm like, she like, when y'all having class? I'm like, okay, well, we having class, tonight, and she was like, oh, tonight? I said, yeah, we'll be there from 7 to 9 p.m. And you can meet us there. She's like, oh, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, when you get out front, just call the same number, and I'll have a brother go out there and meet you, so you'll know exactly where the school is. Do y'all think that she came? Slothful, lazy. Now I'm pretty sure she wasn't doing anything that was better than doing this, right? But she, people, it's kind of like at this point, I don't have a lot of time for people that call the school. People call the school and it's like, okay, all right. I'm not going to go through, all the scriptures with you. I'm not going to go through and give you a whole 3-hour spiel about what we believe and how we're not racist and, all this other kind of stuff. I'm not even going to waste my time because you're just slothful. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want to be here, then be here. It's no real reason to talk about it. It ain't no need to talk. Like, if you really want to do this work, you really want to be in the truth, then you'll be in the truth, period. When I came into school, I didn't need 10,000 scriptures for me to change. I knew what it was. I knew it was right. And so I made a decision to change within myself. And of course, as you go along, you're going to have growing pains, of course. But long as you keep your eye on the prize, long as you're a person that's saying that you down, you loyal, and a lot of us in here are loyal to a default, meaning that, when you was in the world, you couldn't express your loyalty to people because those types of people would take your loyalty and betray you. Right. So in here, you're not going to get that betrayal. So really all we want is for you to be about what you say you're about.
Right.
And as long as you do that, if you a sister that's about what you say you're about and you prove it, then there's nothing else to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You solidified, you good, you in here. And while you in here, you working and we all working for the greater good. Ultimately, that's what the whole truth is about. It's about brotherhood and it's about moving things forward, not staying the same. Right? Read it one more time.
Where you want me to start at verse
13?
13?
Yeah.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 26, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
The slothful man saith, there is a lion in the way.
Right. Go ahead.
A lion is in the streets.
Uh-huh.
Verse 14. As the door turneth upon his hinges, so doeth the slothful upon his bed.
Right. A door, which way does a door go when you open it?
It go one way, and then when you close it, go another way. And that's how the slothful do in the bed. They toss and turn. They go on one side to the other side.
So that's really what happens. Brothers just want to be home. Brothers just want to, be in bed. Yep. Sisters want to be in bed. They don't want to do this work. It's like, okay, if brothers is out at camp, then you could get up and you could drop some sandwiches off. You know what I'm saying? You could get up, you could drop water off. You can have some food delivered to the campsite. I've had that happen before. It's all kinds of things that you can do in the school. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe a sister might not, a sister can't teach, right? But you can take other offices too. Like whatever it is that you can think of that can move it forward. Like, watch some YouTube videos and learn how to write a grant. You know what I'm saying? Do some research and figure out, okay, how can we get this food out of Walmart? Or how can we get the Denny cans out of Acme? You know what I'm saying? Like, work on stuff like that. Like, work on things. Like, work on, say, okay, we can get some brothers into college. I didn't figure out a way to get some grants. We could send a couple brothers to college, or we could send some brothers to some classes or whatever it is, and then they can learn and bring it back. Or if you a sister, maybe you could go to school and learn graphic design and come back and teach all of us graphic design. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always ways that we all can help and move the truth forward. We cannot stay stagnant, and it just won't work that way. And that's why the scriptures say, remember what Christ said when he said that the kingdom of heaven cometh not with observation, meaning that the kingdom of heaven is not just going to just come we just going to just stay the same until Christ cracked the sky, and then that's just that. Like, right. Okay, then it's going to be heaven on earth. No, you're going to have to work towards it, man. Think of how many people that waited on that. You know what I'm saying? Think about how many people went to their death waiting on that. And it's very well true that you might go to your deathbed and Christ not return, right? I mean, how long we been in the last days?
Right.
We've been in the last days since what? The Greek Empire?
Since Christ.
Right, since Christ. So that's what? The Roman Empire.
Con.
So since the last days, how long ago was the Roman Empire?
That was
like 400, like five. We've been here 500 years.
Yeah.
So when was the Roman Empire? Like 323 BC.
It was like
like 600 years. 600. Now think about that. The people how many generations have passed with you know what I'm saying? Just think of how many generations passed. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't just sit back and just wait because you don't know how long you're going to wait. Remember, it says a day unto the Lord is as 1,000 years. So, think about the people who thought Christ was going to come back in 20 years or 10 years and they ran into the truth. How many sisters thought that Christ is going to come back? You think he's going to come back in the year 2012, or you thought that, because you didn't watch all the conspiracy theory movies and you ran in this truth. But then as the years go by, you start to feel like, oh man, I thought he was going to come back soon. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of start to regret the decision that you made to come in to the truth and do work. So you start saying, well, maybe I got more time than I think I got. You know what I mean? And I don't necessarily have to be in here right now, and I can kind of just taper off and then show my face in a few years. You know what I mean? And hopefully, by that time, Christ is not back and I can just hop back in like I never left, and that's not the mindset that you want to have when battling, you know what I mean, to be in this truth and to stay in the truth. Right. And just like that door goes back and forth, left and right, that's the same way that you're going to be lazy on your bed, tossing and turning, because you're lazy and you don't have, any real motivation. Right. And so because of your lack of motivation, you know what I mean? You try to, and I thought about this too, Salaki, if I could, it's like, your lack of motivation. A lot of times people be like, man, I think it's more so the people who leave the truth because they're lazy, the women who leave the truth because they're lazy, is not so much they hate us specifically, right? I think that it has a lot to do with, and I'm not saying that that's not a reason, right? Because a lot of brothers and sisters hate their brothers and sisters, right? But I think it has to do with the fact that you're mad at the spot that you're in because you don't do anything, and you're mad at yourself ultimately, right? Because you squandered away your talents that the Lord gave you. You squandered them away. You dug yours in the ground because you was afraid to multiply and increase. Right. So now, because of that, you're mad at me because I was able to take my talents and I was able to multiply. Right. And so the real issue, I believe, is just with yourself, and it's not anybody else. But you'll say that it's somebody else because you don't want to face the fact that you're just lazy and slothful. Right. All right. Let me get. Oh man, what's this one I wanted? I wanted one specifically. Oh yeah, this one. 2 Peter 1 and 10. Hold on. No, Proverbs 12 and 24. And then the 1 Peter. All right. No sweat. Right, that's Ross. Right, no handouts. Right, that's not what this truth is about. Remember, the truth is, okay. Let me break it down for y'all. What the truth is, right now. I'm just gonna break one part of it down. All right. So the truth is like this. Now, our whole lives, what do? We do what with other. We include ourselves with things once we find out the benefits of us being a part of it, right? That's how you join things. That's really how it happens, right? Now, you work at your job because they prove to you how much they would pay you an hour, right? They said, okay, we're going to pay you this, right? And you agreed with it and you said, okay, I'll work for you. For this amount of money, we got an agreement. Boom, you work there. You go get a house, right? You get an apartment, whatever it is. They show you why you should live there, right? Because look at this apartment. Look at all the nice carpet we just laid down in here. Look at the kitchen. We just put some new cabinets in here, just put some new appliances in here, and this is why you should pay us $1,300 a month to stay here, right? Now, with the truth, you have to prove to the truth why you should be here. It's the complete opposite. It's not like how it is in the world, right? It's the complete opposite. You have to prove to the Lord why are you worthy for him giving you this understanding? Why are you worthy to be picked out of billions of people that could have been picked, right? Well, millions. I don't want to say billions, right? Millions. Out of millions of people that could have been picked, but the Lord picked you. So you have to prove to the Lord why he didn't just waste his time on you, right? And that's what the truth is about. So you constantly figuring out new ways to move forward and not stay stagnant, because that's the worst thing you could do in the truth is stay stagnant, right? Because even in the world, nobody likes somebody who stays stagnant and don't do nothing. Look, when you get up to that light, when you get to that red light and that person come up begging for money and not doing nothing, or somebody you see, that you've been seeing around the hood for the last 15, 20 years and ain't doing nothing. I mean, who respects somebody that don't do nothing? You know what I mean? I mean, you wouldn't even respect somebody that don't do nothing. Somebody that every time you see them, they're asking you for money. Nobody would respect that. You don't respect somebody that doesn't help themselves. Matter of fact, we even got a term that says, I don't mind helping somebody that can help theirself, right? Everybody said that. I'm pretty sure everybody has said, I don't mind helping you because you're willing to help yourself. If you're a person that say, you know what, I'm trying to get this house, I'm trying to do this, I'm working, I'm trying to get this, and you come to me and say, hey, I almost got the money, I'm like 200 short of the money I need or whatever, I don't mind helping you because I see you already trying to help yourself. But I'm not going to sit back and help you if you just sitting here lazy and then, you're not doing anything to help yourself. I mean, who respects people like that? Right? So why would the Lord respect you if he's giving you this truth and you're not doing anything to increase it at all, and you're just being lazy and you just don't have any motivation with it, right? But I want to read this scripture right here because I want this to kind of tie into what I'm saying, just to show brothers and sisters like what it means and what it means when you're slothful and lazy. What is it going to mean for a brother in the truth? All right, go ahead. You can take your time too. I know you.
Proverbs chapter 12, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
The hand of the diligent shall bear rule.
Right. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule. Right. Meaning this: if you're diligent in this truth, you will get power. You will obtain rank. Right. But you think the brother that don't do nothing is going to come in here and get some rank and lead people and and have brothers doing this and that? You ain't going to get none of that. And then you wonder why you know what I mean? You stay at a trooper forever. You know what I mean? It says something about you. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that some brothers is just, that might just be your goal, right? But that's not my goal, right? In the truth, that's not why I'm in here. I'm in here because I want power in the kingdom of heaven, right? I want power in the kingdom of heaven. I already got a job now. I don't want to be in the kingdom of heaven with a job. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I want somebody to work for me. I don't want to have to, everybody ain't going to be, yeah, we're going to have other people, what I'm saying, working for us and stuff like that. But at the same time, I want to be the type of person that is going to be put in the rightful position so that I can have power in the kingdom of heaven, right? Everybody ain't going to have the same status in the kingdom of heaven. I know people think, you think Oprah going to have her status in the kingdom of heaven? No. Everybody that got it now and that's had it for the last 50 years and ain't did a damn thing to help out the conditions of black people, then they're not going to get anything in the kingdom of heaven. So it's like, why would I want that? You know what I mean? Like the scriptures say, what it say, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. I'm last now. I don't want to be, last in the kingdom of heaven too. Right? This is why I do what I do. This is why I'm pretty sure every brother in here, every sister that's in here, you know what I'm saying? You do what you do. If you just really just wanted to learn to just kind of, not really really focus, then, maybe church might be the best thing for you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could just go in there and sing all day. You know what I mean? Like I don't see where that would get you anywhere, but it's an option. So if that's what you want to do, then maybe you should go to church. Maybe it just be easier for you to just live a lie. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would rather that. You know what I'm saying? They would just rather just live a lie. You know what I mean? And that's just better for some people. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
The Christian church, I was just thinking about it like an analogy of how you can look at the Christian church. The Christian church is like a Band-Aid. It just covers the wound. It doesn't do anything to address about healing the wound. You know what I mean? You need some ointment, some antibiotics, stuff like that to heal the wound. And that's what we give in the truth. We give that truth. And that truth, the word of God, is going to heal you. Christian church ain't giving you the truth. They're giving you lies. They're telling you don't have to keep the laws. So they're in effect doing the opposite. They're killing you.
Right. And that's church. Unfortunately, man, church has got a great hold on our people. Right. There's a church right across the street from where I live at. They just taking it over. I thought it's a dude and his wife. And I came out and I knew something was up because everybody who walked past, they was all standing out there and they was like, hey, hello, beautiful people. How's everybody doing? Y'all doing good? All right, beautiful people. Right. And I seen they was like talking to different people. So I walked out and I was getting in the car, great, come to class or whatever. And they was like, hey, just want to let you know we're opening up a new church here. And I was like, oh yeah. I said, I remember the Puerto Ricans had that church. It was a Hispanic church, right? He said, yeah. He said, but we're taking it over and, we just want to invite you to come to service, blah, blah, blah. So I said, oh, okay. I said, they said, well, what is, what's that on your shirt? And I was like, oh yeah, I said, I actually teach the Bible too. I said, we're called the ISUPK. And he was like, I was like, you ever heard of the Israelites? He was like, yeah, we heard of them. And I was like, what you hear? I said, what you hear? We're racist. We racist. And they was like, nah. I know that's what they heard though. But, and I told him, I said, he was like, well, how did you find the Israelites? And I basically told him, and you know what? Even when I'm making like perfect sense, they just still was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like as if it just, they say, yeah, because they're like, bring whoever you want to the church. We accept all colors and all creeds. And I'm like, that church is about to make $10,000 a week.
Right.
They about to turn it up. They about to make $10,000 a week. And the block is about to be full of people that's going to go there because it doesn't put any accountability on you. Right. And so they're going to, and like I said earlier in the class, they're going to prove why you should be a part of that church. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to have the songs and the dancing and the steppers for Christ and the mimes and all that kind of stuff that people like to see the show. And they're going to show everybody why you should be a part of this church. You know what I mean? Instead of, them doing the right thing, right? And changing. Because you know what? Ultimately, you know what it is? It's like the pastors, they just don't want to lose their seat.
Right.
And it boils down to pride. A lot of these fake Israelite groups out here, they don't want to come and join the school. So they follow Commanding General Yohana, but they follow him like they followed Moses in the wilderness, like those Israelites who was rebellious in the wilderness, who follow Moses reluctantly, but they still followed him, but they just complained about it, right? And that's what they do, because you don't want to leave your fake group that you started but because you know that if you come in here, you'll have to start from the bottom. Mm-hmm. But wouldn't that be the best test to overcome? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because then you would literally be putting your pride. You would literally be killing that demon that you had of pride. But pride has, kept us back in captivity for so long,
right? Because
of pride. The oppressor, he got pride, but he's in a position where he can have pride because he wins all the damn time. Now, you look at every other nation on this earth that wins, and you know why they win is because they're not neurotic like we are. Yeah, we very. Let me see. Could you look up neurotic for me real quick?
No,
neurotic. I just want to make sure. Neurotic. If you don't mind, Slothfulness, huh?
I'm trying to think how to spell it.
I'll just say it. Hold on.
I can't think how to spell it.
I got it. Let's Google. Definition of neurotic. Neurotic is, hold on.
How do you spell it?
Neurotic.
Oh.
Let me see. Neurosis. Hold on. I'm finding it right now. Okay. Neuroticism is defined by a propensity towards anxiety, negativity, and self-doubt. It says it is often experienced by constantly rehashing worst case scenarios in your head and can be linked to a high level of guilt, worry, fear, and depression. And that's the thing with us. Like, we don't want to actually really be free because we don't want to deal with the actual reality of not being able to be in the position that we're in because we are free. You know what I'm saying? So we worry about it. We doubt ourselves, and we try to figure out every way to not actually address the problem that we're actually dealing with. Go ahead.
It's like, I'm reading a definition. It says for neuroticism, it says is a personality trait involving a long-term tendency to be in a negative or anxious emotional state.
And that's when you really start talking about being free, you'll see the level of neuroticism on our people. You'll really see it because they will combat you. And this is why, it happens when we go out to camp.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the level is so high in our people, when we go out to camp, you will see it. You see it on their faces. They'll literally fight you because we're talking about actually being free and not having the oppressor nowhere around.
Right.
And because of that, it's our people is well, it gives you fear. It gives you doubt. It gives you anxiety. And those things start to pop up in your mind because you're like, well, if the oppressor's not around, how am I going to go to Starbucks? How am I going to get high? How am I going to, be able to go to the strip club? How am I going to, be able to have a job? Right? Instead of them thinking well, it was a time when we didn't have to have their jobs. It was a time when we had our own too, right? Before civil rights.
Right.
Yeah, it was a time, right, when we were actually on our own. But it's at this point, we have fear, doubt, and all of those different emotions. They stir up in our brains, and it's to tell somebody, hey, yo, we should be free. We should get off of this plantation, and we should be free. They say, whoa, what's better than what we got here? What do you mean? What you mean you want to be free? Right? And that's exactly what they say when we're out there. And they're not saying it specifically, but that's exactly what they're saying. and they say it with the Bible. They try to use the Bible to confirm it. They try to. It's like, you know, you can see through it in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like when we at camp, it's like you can see through it in the spirit. It's like when a person says to me, God loves all people. Now, when you really think about that, right? Like, really, let's think about that for a second, right? God loves all people. Now, Bibles aren't even allowed in North Korea. So how would they be, the people of North Korea, how would they be into Christianity like you are? You know what I mean? Like the Christian who's out here on the street. Mm-hmm. You're a Baptist, Pentecostal, whatever. And I think a lot of our people don't even have a denomination. They just, whatever it is the prevailing idea with Christianity. So you think you're gonna formulate an idea of how a people should live, you know, that has more standards than you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the North Korean people, they have more standards than we have. You know how I know? Because you don't see North Korean women on TV twerking. You don't see North Korean women on TikTok beating each other's tail all day. You don't see, you know what I'm saying? So these other nations, they have respect for themselves. They don't get on CNN and start yapping their mouth about Chinese men and how Chinese men ain't SHIT. You get my point? Like, these other nations, they have standards. So you mean to tell me you're going to try to force them into a way to not have standards like you do? It's not going to work. You know what I mean? So these other nations are very, very analytical, and that's how they live. They don't live by neuroticism how we live. They live very analytical, and they understand that this is what it is. It's about us. It ain't about nobody else. It's about Chinatown. It's about us coming up to the top. It's about us overcoming you. It's about us dominating the market. It's about us. And it ain't about you. But for some reason, because of Christianity, we've kind of took this, you know, we're the homie tribe. You know what I mean? The homie people. We got to be friends with everybody.
Right.
The homie people. You know, no pun intended with the, you know, the movie, you know, what's that? The Woman King. But I'm just kind of spinning it. You know, we're the homie people. We the real homies. Like we the brothers. You know, we just got to be brothers with everybody in the damn earth, and we always got to take the moral high ground on every damn thing, on every issue. We always got to be the non-violent, the ones that want to be about coming together in diversity and all this bull crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's lucky. But that's not what brotherhood is. That's not what we should be doing. You know what I mean? Could you read that scripture one more time?
Down, sir. Book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 24. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute.
All right. Who this dude Sticks? And I don't know what the hell you would even put that in your name. But if you're going to be in the chat talking stupid or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
I can block them, sir.
I'm just going to block you out the chat, and then that way you can go through another page and try to come back. Right? Because people like this don't have any lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too old. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe things were different in the 90s. I don't know. Maybe it's not the same as it is. Right? It's a different time. But I know when I was in the world, I didn't give a damn about nobody's live feed. I'm not the dude who's going to be sitting on somebody's live feed so I can put my 2 cents in. If I don't want to be there and I don't like him, you know what I mean? I just never been that type of person. I don't know. Maybe I just never been that corny. All right? No sweat.
You want me to block him, sir?
All right, yeah, go ahead and block him. All right?
Okay.
All right, they blocked now. Now they done. All right, your night's over. All right. All right, cool. So could you read this description one more time about where was we at? Proverbs 24.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
The hand of the diligent shall bear rule.
Right. So if you're a diligent brother in this truth, you're going to get power. You're going to rule because you're a diligent brother, right? Who's coming in here and you're diligent about the work, right? Keep going.
But the slothful shall be under tribute.
Right. So, but the slothful man, you think you're going to tell somebody what to do? No. You're going to be told what to do, right? Hey, I need you to go over here and pick this up. Hey, I need you to take this camp equipment out and stack it up over here. You know, they when you got a slavery, you know, I used to work construction, right? And before I became an electrician, right, I ain't have no skills. I was on the construction site. I wasn't a window glazer. I wasn't a carpenter. I wasn't a plumber. I wasn't an electrician, right? I ain't have no skills. So what did I have to do? Hey, come here for a second. Right. Hey, I need you to pick up this pile of wood right here and move it over there. Then I'll pick the pile of wood up and stack it over there. Then somebody come over there and say, what are you doing? I say, well, he told me to stack the wood over here. They were like, nah, the wood don't go over here. The wood go over there. You know what I mean? Then I start taking the wood and, you know what I mean? Taking it from here and stacking it over here. You know what I mean? Hey, come here for a second. I need you to pick these nails up. I need you to pick these nails up, and I need you to sweep all the dust up, all the wood dust and the wood chips and everything. I need you to throw it in the trash out back in the dumpster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because I didn't have the skills, I didn't have, you know, at that time, I'm just using that as an example. So when you come into the truth, you think you're gonna come in here and you're gonna be telling brothers what to do and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't putting no work in. Nah, it don't work like that, right? And so this is why the diligent man, he's gonna get power, but the slothful man, he's gonna be under tribute. Man, go ahead. Any more on it?
All right, sir.
All right, no sweat.
What was the one in Peter you called?
Oh, 1 Peter 2. 1 Peter. No, 2 Peter 1 and 10.
Okay.
2 Peter 1 and 10. Right now, man, it's voting season, and you can see everything coming back into play again. You know, hopefully, man. I mean, I'm not even gonna say hopefully because I know we're not going to do it at this point because, you know, our people have a bad case of insanity. You know what I mean? Our people have a bad case of insanity. Like we and I hate to say this, right? Because and I always say we, Mataziala, like I always say we because I never tried to, because it affects me too. So I am one of our people. So when you vote, that's like me voting. You know what I mean? When our people do stupid stuff, it's like I'm doing something stupid because it's all of us together. Like we can't raise up above each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we all are in the same boat. So when I see our people going out the vote again, man, look, man, I seen a commercial that was like, this old black lady, like, don't vote for this candidate because he's a white supremacist. And I'm thinking to myself, so the other one ain't?
Yeah, right.
The other candidate, she's like, don't vote for him because he's a white supremacist. Vote for him because he's not about that. He's this candidate. He's about black people and he's about helping the community. And it's like, so long we've been, you know, they need to have the church of voting. That should be a denomination. The church of voting, right? Because it's like we look for Christ in the next candidate, right? We look for Christ in the next president. We look for Christ in the chief of police, the alderman, the city councilman, right? That's who we look for Christ for. And because we do that, and I remember Knock even brought it out. Knock brought it out. We kill Christ every day. Every day we kill Christ because we vote for other people. We want other people to be our king. We got a king, right? And that's all we got to do is acknowledge that.
Right.
And once we acknowledge that, then we'll be put in the best possible position that we could be put in to move forward. But until then, man, we kill Christ every day. Every day we spit on Christ. Every day. And without fail, right? But you ask somebody, oh man, you you love God, you know, you follow Christ. Oh yeah, brother. Oh man, I'm telling you, man. Oh my God, they start breaking out in tongues, damn near. But the minute you say, okay, well, let's look in the scriptures. They're like, oh, see, the law's done away with. See, we don't go in the Old Testament. See, we go with the New Testament. And, you know, and they don't even understand that the Old Testament and the New Testament is both old.
Right.
It's not new, right? But, you know, to them, they look at it like, well, see, that's more recent. That was recent. So we not under that old one. We under this one. Now, what book have you ever read half of? You know what I mean? I don't give a damn how many books you got. You don't read half a book. You don't watch half a movie. You know what I'm saying? Right. You don't watch half a movie. You watch the whole movie to get an understanding and a complete, you know, understanding on what's going on. But for some reason, we just, with the scriptures, we just read half. And the next charlatan that could talk well comes up. And they do it every single time. Right? Was there any more on that? Oh yeah, the First Peter 1. Okay, Salakia. The Second Peter 1 and 10. Yeah. No sweat. Hold on. Second Peter 1 and 10. You got it.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
Right. You got to give diligence to what you do. Right. And that's what you got to always keep in the forefront. Just to be diligent. You know what I mean? Like, just keep working, keep coming up with new, fresh ideas to keep moving. Right. If you a sister, come up with ideas to keep moving. Don't just sit back and just be stagnant and not doing anything. Constantly figure out new things you could do. Okay, we could do this, we could do that. You know, nobody's gonna stop you. You just gotta do it. You know what I mean? If you want something like that, like, you know, crazy. Like, I know for me, I don't like to bridle people. You know what I'm saying? Because because people do the best work when they kind of got the okay to, you know what I mean, to flourish and shine. Right. So it's like, for me, I remember when I was, you know, coming up and trying to get the school together, you know, it was like, they kind of let me do what I needed to do and to come up what I needed to come up with to push the ideas, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't feel like I didn't have the okay to do things, you know what I'm saying? And so this is why I was able to do it. Right. Well, it's acting up. Oh, okay. No sweat. We'll let you get it right. So that's what this is about. This class is about being slothful, being lazy, you know, work, do something. Don't blame it on nobody else because you have shortcomings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Escaping a cult. You know, I'm gonna go back to that. Escaping a cult. This sister get online talking about she escaping a cult. What the hell are you talking about? Ain't nobody in here making you be here. Ain't nobody telling you to turn in all your worldly possessions to come serve the truth, right? You ain't resisted on the blood. Ain't nobody doing nothing to you. Right? But you escaping a cult. Get the hell out of here. Right. Now, if you would have escaped Jim Jones's, you know what I mean, cult, then you might have a point there. Right. It was one old lady, right, who escaped the cult. And she was hiding under the bed when Jim Jones made everybody drink cyanide. Mm-hmm. Right? Punch. Old lady, right? Out of 930 people that died, it was one person that survived. And that was an old 72-year-old lady who had enough sense not to go out there when they called everybody. She hid under the bed. Right? She escaped the cult. You didn't escape no damn cult. You just trying to make up a damn excuse because you lazy and you slothful and you don't have no goddamn sisterhood. Right. That's why. It ain't nobody making you do nothing. What? Out of $100, give $10 to the school? Damn. You can't give $10 out of 100? You cheap. You read my lips. You cheap. You can't give $10, man. Come on now. You pay that in tax, right? The oppressor, he ain't gonna even allow you to have the choice to pay anything. He's just gonna take it straight like that. No bones about it. And so, you know, we gotta, you know, start to really consider, you know, like where we're going at, you know, so that when we go into the next year, 2023, you know, I know a lot of stuff happened, you know, in 2022. A lot of people passed away, you know. My stepfather passed away, you know, the man who raised me, you know, and this is life. This is what happens, you know.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm not going to allow it to keep me stagnant, right? I'm going to work harder and work more. And that's what you want to show the Lord. You want to show the Lord that no matter what is thrown my way, I'm going to stay working. Look at Jeremiah. Remember Jeremiah? Who was that? Ezekiel or Jeremiah? No, Ezekiel, right? Ezekiel's wife died, right? Ezekiel's wife died, man, of a stroke. And he had to go out and teach and keep going, keep it moving, man. You know, I know, and that had to be hard because remember his wife was the apple of his eye, you know, and he really loved his wife, you know, and so those types of things happen. But the real character is what's going to come out of that fire that you go through. That's really going to show your character. That's really going to show what type of a person you are. And if you're that type of person, then you're worthy to get power. But the Lord ain't going to give you power if you're just the type of person that can't handle it. The minute you get any kind of power, you just can't handle it. You just, you know what I mean? You just very small. You know what I'm saying? You just very small. So the minute that you get any kind of power that you can have over somebody, you just don't know how to handle it. And then it just gets taken away from you because you just can't handle power. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you don't want to be that type of person. But the person that you do want to be is the type of person that's not slothful, the person that's not lazy, the person that's diligent in what you do, the person that's constantly moving and not staying stagnant. Hold on, Slothful. You know, and that's what you want to be. You want to be the type of person, man, that could keep moving and keep moving this truth forward. Let me get Mark. Let's go to Mark. Was there any more on that?
Comic-Con, sir, a little bit.
Let's go.
It says, "For if you do these things, ye shall never fail." Or fall. That's fall.
Go back another sentence.
Comic-Con. This book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 10. "Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall." Right.
That's how you know, like a brother that's here for the long haul, a sister that's in here for the long haul. That sister will be around. A lot of these sisters, man, I'll be seeing them at Passover after Passover after Passover after Passover. And I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, they enduring. We all enduring too. Everybody here, man. We ain't got no money like that, but we still doing it.
Right.
We still moving. We don't get, you know, all the money from the government to do this. We do this off of money that we get from our slaveries.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we enduring and we keeping it moving and we're not stopping. That's really what it all boils down to. You know, so many people got so goddamn many excuses. It's just excuse after excuse after excuse, man. Just stand down, man. You know what I mean? Just stand down. That'll be the more honorable thing. That'll be like the more brotherly thing to do, the more sisterly thing to do. Just stand down. You know what I mean? You know that, you know, and there's no shame in that. You can stand down. Just stand down. You know what I mean? You don't gotta go on Facebook and be like, "I'm leaving the school, y'all. I'm leaving the school. All right, I'm leaving." Right? Did anybody like this status? No? Huh? I'm escaping the cult now. Y'all see what I'm doing, right? I'm leaving. Just leave. What the hell you gotta, you know, You know, they said George Bush did that when he got voted out by Obama, right? Right? Bush got voted out by Obama, right? It was at the end of his term. They said Bush was coming back like, did I leave anything? They're like, nah, get out of here, man. you ain't leave nothing, man. He's like, you sure y'all need anything? I'm leaving, man. You know what I mean? Everybody was ready for Bush to go. You know what I mean? So it's like, when it's time for you to go, you ain't got to make no big thing. Just fade off into the dark. When you'll be all right, nobody will say nothing to you. We won't be no beef, nothing. You know what I mean?
Fade away.
Just fade off in the just fade off in the dark, man. There's no sweat. Change your name back to whatever it was, and then nobody ever say nothing to you. Ain't that easy? That's real easy to me. I don't know. Maybe I look at things from a perspective of trying to make it the easiest outcome for everybody. So the best thing for you to do is just fall off. You know what I mean? It's cool. You ain't got to trip. You know what I mean? But it's like when you go out, you gotta try to see if you can, you know. I remember this one dude, he left the school and he started calling people, right? He started calling people. And I remember General Muhammad said, you gotta, the people that he did call, you need to check yourself. Because he was like, people leave the school all the time. He's like, why don't nobody ever call me?
right.
He's like, why? You know, because they were like, when this sister left the school, she called like 10 sisters and was talking to all the sisters in the school. And then this brother, he left and he was hitting everybody's Facebook page up and DMing people and telling brothers, oh man, the school ain't this, the school ain't that. He like, why don't never DM me my Facebook? Why they don't never reach out to me and call me and try to get me to leave the school? You know what I mean? It's because they know that General Muhammad is solid in the school. Mm-hmm. So that demon is going to automatically search for people that it find weakness in. Nobody ever called me and be like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't happen because it's like, they know like, okay, this dude is solid, so I'm not going to call him. I'm going to call this nigga and this nigga and this nigga because these niggas I've talked to and they might got issues with people and they ain't got these issues worked out. And so you got to be a brother that you should definitely check that brother who's coming to you on something that's crazy. You know what I mean? And, you know, and this the one too, Matajiala. When somebody's not in the school, and then they and brothers have told me this too, and I've heard it. Brothers be like, see, I like talking to you, man, because see, you know what I mean? You different from the other brothers in the school. See, wow. I like talking to you, man. I can talk to you. I can't talk to, you know, Captain Zariak or Captain Katazar. You know, I can talk to you, man, because you know, you a little bit more sensible than those other dudes. Check that nigga, man.
Right.
Check that nigga on that. Because what that nigga is basically saying to you is that you're not like them. You're weaker than them, and that's what he sees in you. You know what I mean? And the same goes for sisters too. If a sister trying to lead a school and she trying to hit you up, man, check her on that. You know what I'm saying? Don't let her call you. What? Because guess what's gonna happen when she's trying to come back to the school? Guess whose name she gonna bring up? Like, well, I was talking to this sister. Yep. I was talking to that sister. Yep. And yeah, we was talking about this and we was doing that. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, that's what's going to happen. So you just don't put your trust in none of that, huh?
It just zoomed in on you for some reason. It's moving now. It's moving.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Maybe that might be.
It's moving now.
That's the Beelzebub. That's the Beelzebub. Hold on. Satan, like, man, look. Mess that nigga's electronic stuff up. He's talking too much. Right? We got a lot of people in here.
Oh man.
Talking too much. All right, let me go back. Boom. All right, that'll stop that. All right, let's bring it back up. All right, so that'll stop that. It kind of brought it back in it a little bit closer.
Yeah, it definitely zoomed in on you. It's Tawab though. It stopped moving.
Okay, you say your name is Antiquaire King? Antiquaire King? I want to be with the sisters. I'm from Appaloosa. Opelousas, I moved to Port Arthur, Texas. All right, so if you want to do that, then get to the school in Texas. There's a school in Dallas. There's a school in Austin. There's a school in Houston. Mm-hmm. There's a school in Rio Grande. You might have to get on the road. Right, you know what I mean? Right. Remember, sometimes it just might take a little bit. It might take a little bit on your part to make it happen. When I first came into the school, I wasn't around anybody. I was here in Delaware. I had to go to Philly. You know what I mean? That's where I had to go. So I went to Philly every day. Every day I could get up there, and that's where I was. Whenever it was a barbecue, I'm gonna go to Philly. Right? So that's what you got to do. You got to get around the city where the brothers are at, or the sisters in this case, where the sisters are at, and you gotta make the first step. And then also you gotta go to the events that we had. Right? We got an event coming up in Tennessee. Right? I think could be this weekend. Damn.
It's a couple.
I think it could be this weekend. I think it's this weekend. Now. Right? Tennessee, Nashville. So you gotta get to them, and we got an event coming up in Houston next, I believe. I think that's October or November. But yeah, get to it, and then when you got to make the effort, and that's how it goes. Like I go to barbecues all the time. I don't know everybody in there, but I just make it my mission to speak to brothers that I don't know and to see what's going on with them. See what's up in their camp and stuff like that. Like that's who you wanna make the effort. You don't wanna get into the mode of just only chilling with the brothers you chill with, and then you don't chill with nobody else. You don't want to be like that. Sisters too. You want to talk to other sisters. Go up to a sister and be like, hey, what's going on, sis? Where you from? Oh yeah, I'm from Kentucky. Oh okay. Oh man, damn. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. You know what I mean? What y'all be doing in Kentucky? You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. It don't gotta. I don't know what the hell you gotta say. You know what I mean? But just say something. All right. Okay. The Houston barbecue is October 27th to the 30th. Damn. I might go. All right. When you got something? October what? Okay, yeah, so it's still good. Right. That's right, Powerball. Right. And you got it, and it goes all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, if the reason that a sister will call you, if she got an issue with the school to talk about the school, is if she feels that you got an issue, then she can play on that. And remember, remember everything that goes on is not physical. Everything that goes on is spiritual, right? It's a demon, right? When we go to camp, we're not fighting the people that's out there, the physical people. We're fighting the demons that are on the people that's out there. And that's what happens. I'm telling y'all, man, like these demons are real and they out there and we see it because we going out here and we talking to people that are just in the public. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
No, it says Houston, but isn't it Tennessee? I thought it was Tennessee.
Mm-mm. Tennessee is this month.
Oh,
I heard Captain Soccer Ward talking about it. It's this month. It's probably this weekend.
Good night.
Yeah, it's probably this weekend. If it's not this weekend, this is the last weekend, right? Yeah, this is the last weekend of September. Yeah, this is this weekend. Yep. What you want? To drive down? You want to drive down?
I can't afford it. Okay, can I on it? She says September 29th, October 1st is in Nashville.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that. It was like right at the end to the beginning of the month. So yeah, September 29th to. So that's not this Friday. That's next Thursday.
Next week. Yep.
Yeah, that's like next week, next Thursday. You know what I mean? It's going to be from September 29th to October the 1st.
Next weekend.
Yeah, I heard Nashville got some good barbecue though.
Yeah.
I did hear that though. I heard that like outside of the truth. You know what I mean? I've heard that Tennessee has good barbecue. They might give Houston a run for their money. Yeah, so they might just do it. Who knows? Yeah, they might. I never been to Tennessee on a no, I never been to Tennessee on a school trip, but I've been to Tennessee when I was working with Tiffany, doing the cars or whatever. But I never I only went to Puff's brother's house. You know what I mean? Like I only seen them. I didn't see and I seen Officer the camp leader of Nashville. Thorough. Officer Thorough. He came, but at the time, Officer Thorough was a trooper. You know what I mean? And now he's a camp leader because he did work and he wasn't slothful. That's why.
Right.
All right. No sweat. So, all right, let's get a couple more scriptures, y'all, and then I'm going to be up out of here. Oh, okay. So that literally I got to be out of here. Okay.
You said Mark, but I didn't know what.
Mark 4 and let me get there with you. This is my favorite. These are my favorite one of my favorite books right here is the book of Mark and Timothy. That's a great book. If you want to know, Timothy is a good book if you want to know what it takes to be in charge. You know what I mean? What it takes to run a school, what it takes to, it's always set up the same way. We don't say bishop and deacon or nothing like that, but that's what it is. It's always, I put it like how we would put it. You're always your number one and your number two. Always number one, number two, number one, number two. You always have your number one and number two in every school, and that's pretty much how it is. Commanding General Yohana is the number one. General Muhammad is the number two. And then everybody else comes after that. But as far as Philly camp, he's the General Muhammad. General Yohana is the number one. General Muhammad is the number two out of that specific camp. But over the nation, General Muhammad is number two, and Commander General Yohana is number one. So it always works in that sequence in the school, and that's how you keep the school together. Your number one and your number two. You know what I mean? Your departments, you got your number one and your number two. Always your number one and your number two. All right. The number one is able to shine because of the number two. You know what I mean? And it works both ways. You know what I mean? The number one is able to help the number two shine, and the number two is able to help the number one shine, and then the number one and two makes the rest of the camp shine. And that's really how it goes. The camp shine, the number one shines, the number one shines, the camp shines. You know what I'm saying? It's always everybody esteeming each other. You know what I mean? The brothers, the sisters, me, myself, I esteem the whole camp. You know what I'm saying? The whole camp. And that's the best thing is when you can have everybody on the same page, right? And I allow brothers to experience things, to have new experiences with, moving the work forward. I mean, we just did the Shameless Plug. We just did that one skit about doing, paying tithes and stuff like that. But, just to see brothers have fun. We have fun with it. You know what I mean? And that's what the truth is about. The truth is about having fun. And you can have fun while you're working. The truth don't have to be something that's, boring or anything. It could be something that's fun. But you got to be the type of person that can create that lane for yourself. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, if it's something that we could do that can make this truth fun, then do it. You know what I mean? You don't have to always, the truth is not just sitting up here and just throwing scriptures at you all day, right? And breaking them down. That's not what the truth is about. The truth is a lifestyle. And if you can live this lifestyle, you can get stronger in it. You can push it. You can bring other people in, and you can really be a person that can shine in the truth. But, you're not going to get it by being slothful or lazy, right? Let me get this scripture, and then I'm going to get one more scripture, all right? You got it. Mark 4 and 19. Let's just do it there.
4 and 19?
Yeah. Four and 19. is start at 18. If y'all don't know anything about the book of Mark, right? Mark is what Christ's doing in the book of Mark 4 in the 4th chapter is he's breaking down the parable of the sower. And if you know anything about the parable of the sower is the parable is talking about men and women who are going to come into this truth and what they're going to do when they come into this truth. You know what I mean? And there's really 4 ways that you can be in this truth. There's only 4 kind of ways you can really be in this truth. And I'm going to break down one of them. All right. Verse 18.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 18. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word. Verse 19. And the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in choke the word.
What it do?
Choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful.
Right, because all you want to do is just try to get money. You know what I mean? Like, how much overtime can you work? I mean, it gets to a point where you start working. You know, don't they? I know I'm not the only one that had heard this before, but it gets to a point where you're doing too much overtime when you're just working for the government.
Right.
Take your money, man. Take your little win and go home, man.
Right.
They tell you that when you go to a damn when you go to the casino. Take your win and go home, man. You gotta just stay on the clock so you don't have to be. So your conscience can be so your conscience can be clear when somebody asks you, yo, man, hey, we about to go pass out these flyers. You down? Oh man, I gotta work. Yo, we about to have this high holy day, man. We about to get everything together, man. I was wondering if you could bring a dish. Man, I gotta work, man. I ain't gonna be able to make it. Yo, man, we about to go to camp, man. You coming? Man, I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna be working next week. You know what I mean? Like, you always got a damn excuse. You know what I'm saying? It's because the cares of the world and the deceitfulness of riches. You think that your life is going to be better because your money's right. And we see clearly that money ain't black people's issue. You know how much spending power black people have? I just watched a video on it. We're the biggest consumers in America. The African Americans are the biggest consumers in America. Last year, we consumed $300 billion worth of products and services. Just black people alone. I'm not talking about Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about Hispanics. I'm not talking about Haitians. I'm not talking about, the other 12 tribes of Israel. I'm talking about just African Americans. Judah spent $300 billion last year on consumerism. So money ain't our problem. You know what I mean? Money is far from the problem. You know what I mean? It's something else, right? But we in our mind, we think it's because I'm not getting this money. I'm not getting enough money. Nah, we got enough money because if we was poor, then how could all these other nations oppress us? You can't get nothing out of poor people. You know what I mean? If they're poor, how can you get $300 billion out of people that are poor?
God.
You can't get nothing out of poor people if we're really poor like they say we are. We ain't poor, right? We might be on the bottom, but we damn sure ain't poor like that. When a nigga got a Gucci belt, a nigga got an $800 belt on with a pair of water bottle Balenciagas on, right? And he's in the hood, right? So we got money. We don't know what to spend our money on, but we got money. That's not our issue. That's not our issue, right? Our issues are far deeper than just the financial dollar. You know what I mean? All right. But the deceitfulness of riches, they enter into your mind and they cause you to be unfruitful. It causes that sister to be unfruitful. All the wonderful things that this sister could do is it would be amazing, but we can't get nothing out of you because all you're just worried about is, this. This is like the main thing. Is like multiple wives. Like that has always been like the main thing that I hear a lot of sisters, and they won't come into the truth because of that. Right. And I'm like, damn, like, man, I like y'all classes, man, but y'all just, I know like, y'all believe in multiple wives. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, well, in the world, So you mean to tell me you won't come into the truth because you're going to get what you don't want to get with a man that could possibly get another woman, right? Mm-hmm. But you'll be in the world and be with a man that could possibly get another woman.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, she'll be in the world waiting on a man that'll possibly have a man and not another woman.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's right. 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 Exactly. But I'm just using that point. You know what I'm saying? Like it's ridiculous, and you're willing to forfeit everything that the Lord said that He would give to you because of that. Satan has beguiled many of our women behind that, and shook you out of a crown so easily. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like literally, the women could get to women could get to the kingdom of heaven just by cooking spaghetti.
Yeah.
Just cooking spaghetti. Cook spaghetti every week. It's like, all right, every week I'm going to cook this spaghetti and take it out to camp. And you will get the king. Christ will come. Like, Christ will be like, you've been faithful, daughter. You know what I'm saying? You'll definitely get that if you just cook spaghetti. It ain't really much to it.
Salaka, you're on the go again.
I'm on the what?
You're on the go again.
On the go. Cook the spaghetti. Everybody want to be a virtuous woman, man. All women want to be virtuous, right? Until it comes into what it takes to actually be that.
Right.
Let's go to it. Real quick. What's virtuous woman?
Proverbs
20
31.
The Proverbs 31. Proverbs 31. Let me see. Do the women even know what this is? Everybody started at Proverbs 31. Hold on.
31:10.
31. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Proverbs 31, right? Hold on, Salakia. This will be my last one. Proverbs 31. All right, so let's go to 31 and 1.
Okay.
Because we always start at 31 and what? What's that?
10.
31 and 10. Do anybody ever start at 31 and 1? No. Just like John 3:16. Nobody started John 3 and 1. Everybody go to let's get what's going on. All right, go ahead.
Okay. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 1. The words of King Lemuel.
Right, that's King David. Go ahead.
The prophecy that his mother taught him.
The prophecy what?
That his mother taught him.
Right. So his mom's a woman doing work, teaching, right? And that's what women can do with the kids. You can teach, right? Other sisters can teach other sisters. You know what I mean? Like that's what you can do, right? You don't have to be stagnant with anything, but it says that the words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him, right? Skip down to 10.
Come, sir. Verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman?
So let me see. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me get let me see. Let me get 20. Let's go to 10. Go ahead and go to 10.
Come.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
Right. Everybody, all women want to be a virtuous woman, right? Until you start to read what it takes to actually do that. Right. It says her prices are far above rubies, meaning that like her price is she's a sister that's unobtainable because she's more than a ruby. You know what I mean? Her price is more than that, right? Keep reading.
Khan. The heart of her, verse 11, the heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her.
Right, meaning this, man, your husband is not going to trust you if you run to social media every damn 2 seconds, right? He's not going to trust you if he has a reason not to trust you, right? And it says that the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her because he knows that you're not out doing anything crazy, you're not running your mouth, you're not putting other niggas on to a lick. You're not doing that, right? And you're not doing anything that's going to cause him to have grief, right? Keep going.
So that he shall have no need of spoil.
Right. So this brother he can safely trust in his rib because he knows that she's not the type of woman that's going to do those things that's going to try to bring him down or anything that's going to, get in the way of their trust, right? Go ahead.
Khan. This is verse 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands.
Keep going.
Verse 14. She is like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar.
Right. So she's going out and bringing home the bag. Right. She's going out and bringing home, the money and food and different things like that. Go ahead.
Khan. Verse 15. She rises also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens.
Right. So this sister, she not only takes care of her household, but she also helps out her sisters too. Skip over to verse 26. 26.
Verse 26. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness.
That's right. Verse 20. Skip down to 27.
Verse 27. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness.
Say that one more time.
And eateth not the bread of idleness.
Right. So this sister is not lazy. She's not idle. She's not just sitting around doing nothing. The sister is actually working. That's a virtuous woman. Not just because you look good, because you can take a picture and you photogenic. That doesn't make you a virtuous woman. Because you got a head wrap and makeup on, and you got a nice picture.
Right.
That's not what that's talking about. And a lot of women probably think that that's what that means, but that's not what it means, right? So hopefully with this class, man, brothers and sisters got a little understanding on what it means to not be lazy, to not be slothful, what it means to actually put work in so that we can elevate, educate ourselves, and be what the Lord called us to be as a nation as a whole, so that, when we go into 2023, these same things won't plague our community. These same things we won't have to keep bringing up and keep going back to because we'll already be solid on it. All right. With that being said, I'm going to turn the class over to Priest and Officer Mataziala. Yeah, you got to turn it. Yeah, there you go. We got 30 people in here. Yeah, go subscribe to Rude and Speech Vidcast 3.0 on YouTube, okay? Slothfulness, shameless plug.
Right.
All right.
Isupk security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from their heads. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest funds, free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. It's whatever amount you like to donate and whatever size bottle you would like to donate is always welcome. It's always encouraged. All right. Upcoming Holy Convocations this Sunday in Smyrna at the Smyrna School. That's 202 North DuPont Boulevard. We will be hosting the memorial of blowing the trumpets. All right, that's at 7 p.m. at the Smyrna location. All right, so it's a Sabbath. So wear your garments and come out. All right. With that being said, if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. Men of Israel, Major. I'm gonna give a courtesy salute. Major Shabbat, Major, Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatam.
Yazmatah, SARS meets the term. We're gonna give a sister courtesy salute, Sister Major. Men of Israel, Major Shabbat, Major, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Thumb by Shem Yahshua.
Yazmatah, class dismissed. All right.